I'm Zach George, I'm a dog trainer. I use evidence-based positive reinforcement to train dogs, prioritizing their emotional well-being. This creates a highly effective learning environment and fosters a happy relationship between us and our dogs. Today I want to go over first how to train a super easy trick, and then I want to go over how to train a still pretty easy trick. I want to start with a crowd pleaser like spin. It starts with a lure. It's a way to get them to understand the motion. But the idea is to be able to say spin like that. And as you can see, she doesn't quite understand that concept. I'm gonna keep the treat in my hand, but I wanna redirect her onto my index finger. Almost, did you see the half spin? Yes, good girl. Every time I say yes right now, I'm gonna give her a treat. Look, and I got 2 lures there with just the index finger. Now I'd like to see if I can reduce that hand signal so I'm not having to do this big motion all the time. Did you see that one? You don't always have to use food to train dogs. And you can see how that really gets her going on spin. That's a winner of a toy there. I like how they have the little tug toys in addition to the lobster claws. That's one of the reasons I really like Pup Box, is because they make that process really easy. Pup Box is gonna put things in here that you're not necessarily gonna think of that can open all kinds of doors. You'll get tips on preventing separation anxiety in the 9-month box, grooming tips. In this box, you get a high quality shampoo and conditioner. You'll learn how to train your dog to stay at doorways. The thing about this toy is it doesn't inhibit their breathing when they're bringing it back to you, so you have all this ventilation. You can get 50% off your first box by going to pupbox.com/Zach. I'll have a link below. Bree and I have been so excited to teach Veronica one of our signature tricks that we like to teach dogs, and that is something we call a back stall. That's where a dog literally jumps on your back and stays. It's remarkably flashy, remarkably easy, and insanely fun to teach. This is what a proper finished back stall looks like with Inertia. We could just skip the back stall and do a lap stall. Now the first step to teaching a back stall is to get them comfortable with jumping onto something, like a fallen redwood tree. If you don't happen to have a fallen redwood tree, you could use something like a chair or a bench, but make sure your dog can grip it. We happen to have some moss that's extra grippy, which I like a lot. I'm just trying to get her to maybe put her paws up. Yes. Just to like ease her into it. I'm not just gonna try to get her to jump up there. She doesn't know what that means yet. Let's see if I can get 1 or 2 of these. Good. Yes. And I'm just kind of luring her up there. I could probably just say, maybe if I just tap it so I don't have to be too lure dependent here. Good. So she's getting comfortable. Her confidence is increasing, so I want to see if I can get her to actually jump up on that log. That would be really nice. It's really important to get dogs to do things like this on their own accord. For example, we don't just want to put her up on the log and tell her to stay. Looks like she's thinking about it, doesn't it? Jumping up is an important part of this trick. Oh my gosh, did you see that? Yes. Getting down is a whole different thing. Look, she's a little cautious. Okay, come on. There we go. Yes, there we go. Maybe my favorite thing about this trick is that it is an amazing confidence builder. And it's pretty easy to see how building confidence like this translates into the real world as you move on with training. But the real point here is to get Veronica to jump on Brianna's back. This is a trick that you've really been wanting.
Yes, I love this trick. I'm so excited.
I'm thinking that rather than just having her jump directly on your back, it might make more sense to get her up there so that she can kind of walk onto your back a little bit.
Okay, yeah, because my back is a little bit scarier potentially, right? Because I'm more uneven, and so she could be a little bit more nervous about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why you're thinking she's more sure of herself here, because we taught her this, so then maybe that'll help her be more sure of herself on me.
Come on. Good, so she's still comfortable there. She hasn't forgotten that, that's nice. Give me a nice level surface here. You're level, you're perfect, yeah. Yes! Doesn't that feel great? So I'm not asking her to put all 4 feet at one time on there.
How many feet are on there?
2. Yes, good. Now she's got 3. Now we really want to be mindful of slips like that because we don't want our dog to become too fearful. My goal there is to quickly try to get her back on track and focused on the task at hand here. Teaching a back stall in the redwood forest. That sentence has never been spoken. Come on. Good girl, there it is. There it is. So that's the first, yes. Okay, all right, let's let her get back up here so she doesn't fall. Nice work, girl. Good. And you see she's getting a little shaky there, so we want to teach her how to get down confidently because we don't want her experiencing falling off, though. She seems quite at home. Good girl. She's faced the wrong way, but we can work on that later. It's more important just to get the muscle memory going here, get her comfortable with stabilizing herself on a human back. And also, we want to make sure she knows how to get down. Good girl.
Woo! I remember you saying this is the trick that made you feel so excited about dog training.
Yeah, back stall can easily be taught in 1 or 2 training sessions. So it's such a flashy looking trick. It looks like it would be really advanced and hard to train, but it really isn't. In most cases. Now, some dogs may not love this type of activity. It's always important to consider that, like, not every trick is for every dog. Well, I think we're ready to get her to actually jump on your back now, from the ground, that is.
Okay.
Like, so that you don't have to have a redwood tree with you every time you're doing this trick.
Oh, okay.
Ideally, Veronica will jump from this side and get up there, not from the side. Although, you know, you can make your own rules. However you want to do it's fine. See, and that's normal. A lot of dogs will try and go around, so don't worry about that. We'll get one here if we keep trying, I'm pretty sure. We'll reward her for any effort at all. Remember, we've changed a variable here. Yeah, what? There we go. That's the first one ever. Come on. She's such a natural. So you can see how it really paid, yes, to have her rehearse in that easier way first rather than skipping the step. And it is important, have them get down when you say. So a prerequisite for this is that you've taught a stay until you release your dog, so they understand that concept. And yet another benefit to the back stall, it's yet another way to teach your dog how to stay and how to hold the position in a specific scenario. And that goes a long way towards teaching them to generalize the very important skill of stay when we ask them to. The next part of this is duration too. We want her to stay up here for a period of time until we release her, just nice and still. Yes. We've been working on stand stay anyway, so this is quite convenient. Yes. Good. Okay, come. Good girl. Do you want Veronica to try and jump up a little higher? I think we'll need to work on Bree's form a little bit in the future, but for now, it'll do. Bree, this is the life you've chosen.
This is my favorite job I've ever done in a Zach George video, I have to say.
Good. Like before, I'm still gonna reward for the effort because she's engaged and she's trying. I love this example right here because I can see it in Veronica's eyes that she's like, I'm gonna jump. I think I'm gonna do it, in a way that keeps them upbeat and optimistic. Good, good, come on, yes! That's why knowing your individual dog is so important, because you can read them and kind of help them through those moments. Tricks build confidence, and as importantly, they build communication between you and a dog. Let's lower her down a little so it's not as daunting. Can you do that? Sometimes people call me a trick trainer. Okay. Understand that whether it's sit, lie down, come, stay, or roll over, or stand on my back, they're all tricks per se. It's semantics. So we're teaching our dogs to do a variety of tasks that really challenge them mentally and really have the effect of making them a much richer thinker.
Can one person teach this alone?
Yes, certainly one person could teach this alone.
You did, right? I remember you saying this is the trick that made you feel so excited about dog training.
When we travel, we don't always have the luxury to let our dogs off leash. So in this case, we're in California, we're in a national forest, and they're super strict about leash laws both at the campground and on the trails. So how do we work within those limitations? This is how we try to innovate some semi-off-leash freedom for the dogs. What's great, I think this is a 30-foot lead. So I have 30 feet that way and 30 feet that way. So if I can affix it to something at the midpoint, then I get 60 feet. But yeah, there's a lot of benefits here. I mean, you know, you'll get more catches per unit of time in, so you can really practice your fundamentals. Now, ideally, Inertia should be on a harness right now, but I know I'm not gonna overthrow it, so we're good. I wanna make sure I'm always throwing well short, obviously. There you go, you see that last minute adjustment. You don't always have to have a giant field in which to exercise your dog or a really big yard. You can actually get a lot done in a small area like this. You remember come around? Good, go. There it is. That's a nice start there, first throw. Go. Pretty acrobatic catch. Go.
Yes.
That's it. You're getting confident. That's it. You can see the light bulb going off, can't you?
Uh-huh.
And to provide the dogs with a fun and relaxing environment, we allow them to explore this foreign forest during a walk. A dog has a very superior sense of smell. It's a completely new way to experience the world relative to our sense. You can probably imagine that a lot of this foliage and life and all of these rocks and just every little thing here probably has a really unique scent to it as well. And that is so fulfilling for dogs to be able to experience the world through their nose as well as through their eyes and their ears and their sense of touch. A general guideline for walks like this, for us anyway, is we limit training to maybe 5 to 10% of the walk. Inertia loves jumping on these old logs.
What?
Did you get that? I didn't even see her go up there.
I did, she scrambled.
I may never leave. I'm just gonna train dogs in the redwood forest for the rest of my life. So now I think we've created a monster. She is literally jumping on every log we come across. It's just astonishing. Like, you just keep getting things put into perspective for you just by walking by a tree. Dogs seem to make experiences like this so much more rich too. Inertia's found herself in a redwood tree. And so is Veronica, there she is. And let me give you scale here. Gosh, you do look tiny.
I know.
But look at this tree here. That's what they look like when they're babies. The history it probably has in front of it, or the future, I think they call that. By partnering with your dog and giving them the freedom to express themselves, I really think you'll achieve much richer results. The happiest dogs are the result of a training process that values their overall well-being above the mere management of their physical behavior. I would strongly encourage you guys to follow us on TikTok and Instagram. There's a dog training revolution going on over there. And get 50% off your first pup box at pupbox.com/Zak, link below. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.